the
Yeah,
updated code.
I have it open.
Okay.
Cool. Feeling refreshed?
Yes, sir.
I tried to be more refreshed today. We'll see if that works. So, um, let me just quickly show you where the different branches of our source code are right now for the editor up here in the screen. So the code that we're working on is
Mm-hmm.
we have a main branch, and
Yeah.
that's a branch that is in sync with the upstream, which is the original, which is Ishan's
Yeah.
sample. And then we have we have a production branch, which is what we're running,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's where I've added our bug fixes, or your bug fix from last time.
Okay.
I've also added a little bit of telemetry for us, and I think that's probably it. So yeah, some bug fixes and some of that. Because what did I put in production fixes? Yeah. Oh yeah, and I had to do one thing to make separate the API into another subdomain, because
Okay.
the upstream project, it doesn't have a way to um, it hasn't actually figured out how to run a back end and a front end without using different ports, and you don't really want to use different ports in production.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what this thing did. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is we have like a couple different versions. One is like the true version that's still being used upstream, and then we have our production version, which is gonna change a little bit. You know, if we decide to change some things, and ideally, we can make these bug fixes, and then we can actually on Vercel it creates staging branches. So I'm not sure if you noticed that, but when you created this branch the first time, it actually automatically deployed. Um, it actually automatically deployed a new version of the app.
Oh,
Yeah,
where did he reply? I didn't notice that.
yeah. So let's.
It's on Versa. Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to give more people access to this without paying $1 billion a month.
Yeah, that's you're not. You're not. I know this.
Really?
In order to get me access, I also have to have the pro version.
Okay, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
But basically, this one you push,
Ah, okay.
and that created
That created the deployment.
this.
Got it.
And yeah, I didn't actually test this. I just merged it because I knew that it
Mm-hmm.
worked. But I think what I would like to do is just go through these changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the file is a little bit spaghetti, not because of you. I literally couldn't understand what was going on in the file before you made any changes to it. So it's not.
Yeah. And
It's not.
I just made a few changes, not a big chunk of changes.
Yeah.
So
So
okay.
let's see. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Can we see what changes have been made to that
I'm not sure about
file?
this app,
Yeah.
but on GitHub desktop, yeah, we can see it.
Oh, really? Uh,
Yeah.
show history. Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, there it is.
The history for that one file, maybe?
Maybe is there a double click option?
Now
I
I've
can
gone
see.
back. So here,
Okay.
um,
Index.ts.
so we first added the debounce function,
Hmm.
and that
Got
one
it.
is to prevent you from saving too quickly.
Yeah. And also, debounce function was for, I forgot about it. Um, was for the save file functionality. Um, to get to to store the cached file data.
Okay. Oh, okay. So one, it prevents you from saving too quickly. I believe that was part of it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I also added the file caching thing.
Okay. And then the other part would be to prevent from when you close a tab and reopen from
Hmm.
reloading,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
kind of re-downloading. Okay. That's cool. The only thing I would say, I think I mentioned this before, is just try and make that two different commits. That's all.
Yep, yep, yep. I will do that.
Or documentation. Uh, and then move socket connection to use ref. Um,
That was
yeah,
basically, yeah. So we actually worked on we both actually worked on it. First, I added the multiple socket request to one socket request,
this
and
was
then
this was a big fix
yeah, and then you added something else on top of that.
in this same commit
Um,
or after.
did after I think
Okay,
after I pushed this.
but this really fixed a huge issue where every
Yeah,
time a React component was being re-rendered, it opened a new.
yeah, new socket request. Yeah,
Is exactly what you don't want to do in React. Um,
I think that was it. You didn't add anything. I
no, no,
think.
I just
Okay.
you
Yeah.
did all that.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
And then in this container URL.
yeah. So you'll notice I make if it's one small thing, I like to make small commits.
Mm-hmm.
All this does is this was hard coded. I think before the preview panel was hard coded.
Mm-hmm.
Meant
To
that
5173, right?
yeah to localhost 5173, which meant that you
Mm.
could have multiple tabs or multiple users running previews.
Mm, yeah.
So I just changed that to um,
Okay. And then
I
where's
okay
the
I made SRC a parameter. Um,
and where is it coming from?
and then same thing, but
URL.
yeah, basically it just comes from the
Yeah.
the container. This is on the back end, so
Mm.
we're the back end is when the sandbox is connected, I think, or when the sandbox is created, it tells the front end what the domain name, the subdomain of the sandbox is, which is on E2B.
Mm-hmm. Got
Um,
it.
and then we still have this port hard coded. Wait, but that doesn't affect the URL that's given, but it does affect that the app can only run on this one port. So something we might want to change later on.
Okay. And
Uh,
then
Same thing here.
that's the same thing, I think.
Super small commit. Um, I just wanted to
Host name.
make it
Got
so
it.
that oh yeah, this obviously is not gonna localhost isn't gonna work on production. So I just changed
Yeah. Makes sense.
um, and
Oh, that actually solved the problem that I was having with
yeah,
the run button.
this one.
No,
No,
yeah, because on localhost, so the way that I did the run button is that I need to initialize the socket connection,
yeah,
and for that I'm using this. But then I forgot to add the localhost in it because I'm testing basically on localhost, right?
yeah.
So that's why it's not working.
If you
I got it now.
run this on the server, it's gonna try and connect to your local.
Yeah,
Not gonna work. Um,
I'm gonna try that.
so it'll just be blocked. Next thing in the editor, add error on the. There's a bunch on the back end. This didn't
Hmm.
really change anything. This is just renaming something.
Okay.
But what this does is it opens up a little toast in the bottom left hand corner of the app. So anytime there's an error on the back end,
Hmm.
any kind of error on the back end, it shows that on the front end.
Okay.
That was all done in here.
Got it.
So that was a huge change because try catch, try catch, try catch.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You worked a lot. You gave a lot of time onto that.
I spent a lot of time refactoring and then refactoring back because I was like, is there some way to hide try catch in some kind of wrapper function? But it never really works. Yeah, never really looks good. So now we're at or up to July,
Yeah,
and this is what you did to fix live blocks.
it's a live logs thing. Yeah.
So
So this is basically me adding a live logs map. Now the rooms are stored onto a map,
okay,
and after that, so it doesn't get multiple requests, no,
yeah,
multiple responses back. So now it only gets one response back when the tab is opened. And actually, the problem we were having was
yeah,
not was
related to this.
related to this, but this fixed a huge part of it, and the main
Okay,
part was in the whole another part of the file.
yeah. So this fixed the scrambling of the file,
Yeah,
right?
this fixed the scrambling of the file. Yeah.
So that makes sense. And you removed the file cache or no?
No, I just commented out.
Part
No, I uncommented out it. The file
here
cache
you
is.
commented it out.
It should be there. Wait, let me see. No, there's another commit also after this. Yeah, yeah. See.
Oh, where you add it back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, and this is what we fixed. This
So,
is
so
we
the so the previous one where there was no file cache, actually that was when we didn't figure out the main problem, where it was not getting the pre-fetched version of the files. So what I did was I just entered a string manually, and then it was just entering that into a file.
right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So that's why file cache was I removed file cache so that I set the active file content to empty so that the file was empty,
yeah.
and then after we figured that out, I added it back. So the main fix is in the commit after this.
So here you did two things. You comment. You
Added
repl-
the live blocks map
yeah,
and then scroll down a little bit.
and then you replaced the
Yeah. So as you
how
can see, on the live blocks function, yeah, that also, and empty content for new files. And then I will show you, scroll up to the live blocks thing. Yeah, so this.
yeah.
Yeah, so then active file content, and I put in a string also there here somewhere.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
this.
so there it is. This is all commented out, and then this is the string. So
Okay.
not inserting any initial content. So the file basically stays empty.
Okay. So what do you think about the idea that we okay, so we had storerooms and map. That's where this live block stuff started.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think about the idea that we create a new branch from here
Mm-hmm.
and then we kind of retrace our steps?
Um, sure.
Like we could um it might just help to understand better the situation. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um
Oh yeah. Okay. So from just fixing the problem on Windows, are you saying that we should add that to a separate branch
so yeah, we can either do it on my side or your side. This is what I was thinking. So from here,
from there? Okay.
from this commit, we can make a new branch. Um, I'll just call it fix editor on Windows 2.
Okay.
And then here, I think what I'd actually do is I would reset head to here and discard changes. So what that would do is that'll bring me back. Did it work? Reset head to here.
I think it um come
Yeah.
back. Oh yeah, it did. Okay.
So, and then implement it going forward. Um, just it'll probably just take a few minutes, right,
Okay.
to redo it. Um, but actually, let's say, do you want to do it on your side?
Uh, you can do it.
I just don't want to steal your commit history, but I think I can. I think I can give it. I think I can give you the commit back.
Yeah, that's an option.
That's not appropriate. Yeah, actually, that'll help me to understand if we do it that way. So, this is what I'm thinking.
So yeah, go ahead.
Because what I want to do is for myself,
Mm-hmm.
just to have like a clear trace.
Ah, okay.
Um, and I think
Because
this sort of is
yeah,
confusing if in one commit we change something and the next commit we change it back.
yeah. I was just gonna say that because it has a lot of commenting and uncommenting
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's good to do, but we can just in the future we can just do it in another branch, and then when we know exactly what we want to do,
Yeah,
yeah,
we can do that. Yeah,
let's try.
let's do that. Yeah.
So I'm
So
here, and I'll. Yeah, I think I already have this open. So editor dot t6. This is the right file?
yeah, it is. Just a second. Let me open the branch.
So already this file is 800 lines long. And we had a similar thing in Gitwit. It's in the Gitwit editor too, where the editor just becomes a huge file. And that's really concerning for me. Let's see.
Okay. So right here, add action. Okay.
So this just
Okay.
file.
This is not it.
This is not the right. This is
No,
the
no.
right.
This is the editor. This is the editor, but you need to scroll down a bit. Generate widget effect. It
Yeah.
should be around 300.
I'm just trying to see if I can get like a general understanding of,
Ah, okay. Okay.
and it's a lot. Like, is there? Do you feel there's any way that this file could be refactored into multiple files? I just a question. I'm not sure if it can be.
I There are a lot of components that
Yeah.
needs other components
Yeah.
that are on this file.
Yeah.
So refactoring into a bunch of different files
It'd be
would
hard.
take a long time, and it will be a hard thing to do.
So we won't do that. What about commenting? Is there any way that I can add? It actually does have comments. We have the AI Copilot state, terminal
I'm
state,
gonna state, pre-state, live
so
blocks, hooks.
plus hooks, pre-mount
So
editor.
so all the use refs are on the start of the file. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's good.
And I also would like you to do is when I added the live blocks map,
Yeah.
actually put the map near the use effect.
Okay. So
So you just put it at the start of the file.
here, right?
Yeah, so this type, provider data type.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and then the map. Yeah.
this one you want to have it.
Scroll down. There should be a live blocks
Oh, by,
comment.
by the way,
Yeah.
um, in another in another branch, I've removed this because it does nothing. But We can also remove that after.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
scroll down a little bit. There
yeah.
should be a live logs bunch of them. Yeah, there it is. Live logs hooks.
So you would put this here
Yeah,
or here.
providers. Huh? Yeah, and then that comment was you can remove that comment actually.
This one.
Yeah,
So
I
this is
mean,
how would
yeah.
you describe this? This is
Sorry. So this is that comment was on top of the entire use effect.
yeah.
So it was explaining that, but we can just put the comment. Yeah, exactly.
I don't,
Livelox provider map to prevent reinitializing providers.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then perfect. And after that, you can add.
So when I go
Yeah.
to this part,
Hmm, yeah, there it is. And then there should be so the maps, the rooms will be put into the provider's data. Okay, so this you can just take all of this and then uncomment the part because it's the same thing.
so this part you don't need to Okay, we can uncomment. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We don't need the small part at the
Okay.
bottom.
So from const tab to 0 slash.
Yeah,
It's
const tab to the end of. Yeah,
and then there's more.
yeah. So we don't actually need the small part.
This part.
No, no, no. The upper part.
This
See
part.
the on sync. Yeah, exactly that part because that's just a way to bypass the yeah exactly and
Oh.
then
So, but and this stuff is not going to be commented out, right?
yeah exactly
Okay. So the main thing that's going to change is just this part.
this part yeah exactly yeah because it uses the provided map that we declared way above,
This
so
is
that's the main thing. Yeah,
the provider's map.
exactly yeah.
We also add this conditional. So do I need to put a closing parenthesis here?
No, 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 it was it there?
It wasn't there before.
No, it is in the if loop, so the all the closing parameter is after the whole thing.
So here
See
we
see see else here.
here it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Else
so
like yeah,
this one doesn't actually change. Why did this one get deleted? Okay, well, do we have to delete?
because
Yeah,
so just this.
we have to delete this one here.
Yeah, actually, what you do is just remove the whole part from your thing from the editor VS Code. Yeah, remove from the last okay provider data providers map. Okay, okay. Yeah, remove that the last one.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, and now add the
This
everything
is
else.
the same,
Yeah.
and then
And then providers data. So
yeah,
that basically puts the data of the room into providers map.
and we replace set provider with this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
And then
and
produce data and then wire text. Exactly. And yeah. So the awareness you wanna put it as unknown effect and produce data binding. So you need to put the binding into the produce data as well.
beautiful. I don't know what's happening anymore, but um, so that
Okay,
gets right after this.
exactly. So I don't know why the produce data is
Yeah, we'll can come.
and then the cleanup logic is that you just destroy the binding, you do not destroy the room.
Okay, so we
So
put all
that's
this.
all of this. And also, put also take things. Oh yeah, take the whole thing
here.
and return. Yeah, perfect. And uh,
Oh, okay.
and
And
then file cache is just right where it should be.
change, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this also is the same.
Yeah. Okay. So the only thing is we have like provider data.
Provided data. Why it is not working?
It could be that something's wrong with the parentheses, maybe, because we
Yeah,
don't.
I think parenthesis is. I think you need to add one more after before the prior provider. Add it.
Before the Y provider
Yeah,
or here?
yeah,
Oh,
that did it.
where it was supposed to be after all.
Yeah,
Okay, so this one,
so this should work.
or
And
selection.
perfect,
Okay, so let's
perfect.
let's see
And
how.
then
Yeah.
also go back to the file. I'm just seeing if we missed something. I think this was it for that push. Yeah, I think this was it.
I'm gonna open up the diff here so we can see.
Okay.
Um, can see. Um, 1 sec. Should be a way to.
So putting it side by side.
Yeah, I just wanted to do like this.
Okay.
This is the. There's a. It's possible to do this in VS Code. I just never got used to it. So
Okay. So this
it is a lot
binding.
still. I'll just let me know when I should scroll down.
Okay. Scroll down.
So I
Right at that,
but
and then scroll down a little bit.
so here we just have some new semicolons.
Yeah.
Wait, did you add that or did I add it with the format command?
I think you did.
Oh, I hate that. Wait 1 sec. I didn't mean to do that.
Let me check it. Let me check. I think I did not add it. Where is it?
Um,
Model get model. It
wait, or was it?
was before on sync, right?
Wait, actually, I didn't. Actually, I didn't add that. But no, I just wanted to see like
Okay.
if
Uh,
uh,
okay. There it is. Use effect.
but yeah. So we just have if we would take those out, then it would be
Hmm.
mostly the same.
We don't need that. Where is data?
This is where it starts to change.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Where is map? Yeah. That's where it changes. And by provider. Sync on sync. Perfect. And then the site provider gets replaced with everything. Then by text, provider data awareness. And then the whole cleanup logic.
okay. So
Perfect.
this part I understand. The on sync. What is this? What does this function do? What is it?
So it basically sets the active file content into the file when the tab is changed and inserts the active file content, and if the file is empty,
Yeah.
then gets the value from the server.
So this is called when a new provider is created or when a new tab is created.
So the provider's map is created when there's no tabs, right? And once there's one tab open, we already have the map. So when a new tab opens, the data of that tab gets saved in that map that we already have.
Yeah. So
So basically, in one line, what that onsync does is
yeah,
it basically sets the active file content when the tab is changed. So when we already have something written in the file,
yeah,
so when we change the file, it just sets the content there. And if the file is empty, like the first time when
yeah.
we open the file, it's just get the content from the server and puts it into that file.
Okay.
So
So
basically inserts the file content you can write in one line.
okay. When the tab is changed. But so it's only called when the tab is changed. It's not
Ex
called otherwise.
yeah, exactly.
It's not called because like on sync that could mean different things. Because like sync you could sync at different times, but this sync is really called the initial. This is like the initial sync.
Initial, yeah.
Okay. Um, once when the tab
When the
is
tab is changed, exactly.
okay. That's
That's
makes
that.
sense.
And then
Let me just go a bit into here. So we have like
mm.
is synced.
So
Oh,
this is actually from the code that is provided from the live blocks.
okay.
So even Ishan didn't write this by
No.
himself.
Okay, this is an example, but this was in Ishan's code, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just
Example. Yeah, it's just an example. Yeah.
his code. I just don't read it. So here we're saying
Uh,
it's a new tab.
yeah.
No,
So if the when a new tab is opened, if
yeah,
there's no providers map, it creates a provider map.
okay.
It creates one.
Well, the provider's map always exists. You mean the
Yeah.
provider?
Sorry.
You mean create a provider, right? Because the provider's map always exists.
Yeah. Sorry, that.
Provider and record.
Yeah.
Sorry. Um, create a
Exactly.
record in
Providers. Yeah.
store create a new provider and store in provider's map.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and if you would close a tab and reopen it, the provider would still be there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So basically,
When a file is open, fine.
before when we were closing the tabs, everything was destroyed. But now we don't destroy the map.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't destroy the providers. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Um, inserts the file content once when the tab is changed. Inserts the file content into the editor.
Into the editor. Yeah.
Just to be clear, we're going that direction. It's probably fine. Provider's data equals, and this goes into the provider's. Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see in the else part of the loop, the
Here.
provider, so it sets the provider data to the provider's map that we already have.
Oh, because this else is coming from here.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. So this would be when a um when a tab is opened that has been opened before.
Exactly, yeah. That has been opened before.
Yeah, open before reuse the
The
existing.
map, existing providers,
Kind of
provider.
comments
Yeah, exactly.
so
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
perfect.
Let's put that in here. So
Yeah, perfect. So
okay,
the map, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Then the binding, then the cleanup logic, then this is when the when everything is destroyed, provider and then ydoc and map also been has been cleared after the unmount happens.
okay. So clear the map and destroy everything on the live block. Wait, well,
Exactly.
destroys the bindings. Interesting.
Yeah.
So the way I understand live blocks is like it's got this provider open as long as one person is still connected, right?
Yeah.
But so if I destroy here, but another client is still connected to the same file, the provider will still persist. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Was that it?
And
Or
and then yeah, that was it.
that was it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I understand it maybe about two-thirds of it.
Yeah. That's the best way that this can be understood.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the best way. Yeah.
So
Because it's so confusing.
should we
And
see
yeah.
if it works? So
But technically, you will not be able to see it if it works.
sure. No, I just want to see that there's nothing that's
Yeah.
completely broken. Um, I'll keep the other branch around just in case.
Um, Also, the run button and everything, I didn't create a new branch, but I'm working on the existing fix editor on Windows branch.
We can,
We can rename it if you
well,
want.
so since you haven't, um, since you haven't changed the same files, since you're changing different files,
Yeah, yeah,
then you actually don't have a lot to worry about, right?
yeah. I don't have
More
to.
of a version history issue, but we
I
can do that after.
I'm just change. I think I will change one line in the index.tsx, which is the terminal model actually.
Okay, let's get to that once we finish our changes here.
Okay.
I have an idea, like a couple ideas. Um, food. Okay, so should just be able to. This takes a second, doesn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah. Takes a file.
Do you know why that is?
Because within the dev mode, or it happens on build also.
I think it might
Because
happen.
in build, I get anytime it happened for me.
Mm-hmm.
Did it happen to you?
Can't remember. I just remember it happening.
Okay.
So, do I have the server working? I might want to check.
If you check the inspect, oh, the server is not.
It's possible the server just isn't loading.
Yeah.
I have. Um, yeah, the server URL is localhost 4000, so that should be an issue. Okay.
Oh, connection refused.
Um, have we seen this before?
It's in index.tsx.
Yeah, so the server is running on port 4000, but we're getting connection refused.
Um, Restart the server. Restart the server, I think. Maybe that will fix it.
Hmm. Um,
And then refresh this. Oh no. Why is that the case?
hmm. This isn't due to like. Hmm. Um, let's look at the network inspector. This isn't due to cross origin, is it? I can't remember.
Uh,
I had to do anything for that.
Dude, I don't think so.
'Cause here we have payload. Line.
Should be working.
Is this? Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Oh, it's only local host.
So there is one thing that I changed. I'm trying to think if it's this. Here. No, it's not that. Hmm. But this should have
Well,
4,000 on it, right?
yeah, exactly.
So perhaps I just didn't use the port. Perhaps I know what I did. Yeah, I know exactly what I did.
Well,
Okay. So I'm trying to think how I can show this without showing my .env. I can, but I cannot
you
go.
changed the um, env
Yeah,
uh,
so I'll show
public
you.
app URL or server port.
I'll show you in a second. Yeah, exactly. So I just deleted some stuff from my .env so I could put this here. But basically, this is the new format.
Yeah.
But the old format was like this, right?
Oh yeah.
Was it like that?
Next public server port. Yeah, exactly. It's like that.
So basically, I have in my own branch, in my own production branch,
Hmm.
I've replaced this with this
Ah, okay.
because otherwise, yeah, this doesn't work on production.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I still have this, the old version.
Yeah, so we'll just put in both for now.
Okay. Makes
Uh,
sense.
yeah.
That's why it was not working.
Yep. Okay. So I saved that. Uh,
Oh, it should be working.
yeah, should be fine now.
Refresh it. Oh, did it. Maybe restart the server or
Yeah.
it is still not working.
It's working now.
Oh, it is.
We're
Okay.
good. We're good. Yeah.
Perfect.
So it's changes like that. I'm not really sure if I should open a PR for that on the upstream, but we'll try and keep some organization so that later on we can push stuff back up.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think that's important if you wanted to play it.
It
So
is.
it seems like it's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So we're gonna say That's fine. And I'm going
And
to
then this is
take
it. And then
this and go to, oops. Here, go to work tree. I have you here.
perfect.
I've been stealing your identity this whole time.
Don't do anything fishy.
Sometimes, sometimes I put in a couple bugs, and I put your name. So, that should be good, I think.
Perfect.
So now, looking at this one, and we want to
And then
yeah
this is
those.
okay. So this is all good. This is all good.
It's
We just added this update tabs function.
this is all that we changed, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Because this stuff was the fixing the
Yeah,
mission.
that's the fixing the
Okay,
okay.
so what we did was it was really small thing actually.
That's why it was so hard to find in this spaghetti.
Yeah. So
Okay, that is it. It was basically so this was being called if I forgot what it was
here,
exactly what it was doing.
so it seemed like we are pretty much in this case. I'm not sure what this case is for, but we were in this case.
Yeah, we were in that case, yeah.
And then what would happen is that this would call the
Set
um,
active file content.
content. Let's look at this change again. Um,
So we basically wrapped the above thing into a function.
call set tabs. So we have set tabs. Oh, actually, I'm in the latest version of the code. I need to go back to the old version. Okay, now I'm in the right place. Uh,
No,
yes.
no.
So
Oh yeah.
here,
Oh, okay. Hmm.
wait, did I do that right? I want to go make sure that we're yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
were there.
Yeah, okay. Because here we have added update tabs, and here there's no update tabs.
There's
Okay.
no update tabs, yeah.
So what we were doing was we were setting the tabs for some reason, and then we were setting the active file content, right?
Yeah.
And
So
what
the so the active file content when the tab was changed, the active file content was also being set, but it was both of it was doing at the same time, I guess.
yeah, so these are both getting we're changing the tab and getting the new file
Adding the new file
at sort of the same time.
at the same time. So that's why it was getting scrambled. Sorry, not scrambled, but
Swapped.
swapped. Yeah, exactly.
So we were changing tabs and downloading the new content for the file around the same.
Yeah, exactly. Around the same time.
But so on my setup, there's no problem. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Exactly. So the main thing was that this problem was only on the Windows, not
Yeah,
on Mac. Because before we didn't change anything on this. And that's why probably Ishan also didn't catch this happening.
oh, so yeah, we didn't even introduce this bug, did we?
Yeah, it was before. No, actually,
But we introduced
I added this, so I think I did. I introduced this bug.
When are
I
we?
did the file cache.
No, but the file cache. No, it's the debounced. It might be the debounced part actually.
Debounce get file, yeah.
But when did we add that? We added that at the same time as file cache.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was both in the same commit that you told me to do two commits to change one thing. So first I added the debounce function and then the file cache.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, that's actually a pretty good reason right there to separate up the commits because
Yeah.
you might even be able to track it to that point.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
commits the bug. So I'm kind of wondering right now, like, so we have this file cache here.
Hmm.
One only gets called if you close a tab and reopen it, basically. I think, or file cache current has tab ID, or if you change a tab and go back.
So it's basically that. It's changing the file and getting the file content.
Yeah, or um, cache
Then
lists.
because exist, yeah. Then this is the cache doesn't exist. Exactly.
Okay, we
And
want
open inspect,
to
then
figure.
console.
Okay,
Okay, perfect.
doesn't exist.
Perfect.
Doesn't exist. Let's change back here. Cache exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Now let's close it. Okay. Um, something something we should look into.
Hmm,
But so now if I open it again, cache exists. Cache exists. Okay.
perfect.
So
So it's working as it should be.
it's pretty clear what this does.
Hmm.
Um, now a small refactor we can do, which is gonna make this whole thing easier, is if we say file content equals
Hmm.
like oops,
Fi- File cache.
and
Hmm.
then we can do
Current get byte.
I don't know if this is gonna be too long of a line, but
You did
oh
the same thing? Oh yeah, it's a get. Okay.
no, actually we can't because this is
There's a debounce file function.
yeah. So this debounce get is this the only place this is used?
It,
Yeah. So
it's
my
it's
thought, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's the only place.
it's used. So my thought is so we have a use callback. Okay, debounce. Okay, and then it has a callback. And we have never used this before, the debounce. Okay. Oh, it's a debounce. Oh, I get it. So it calls back only once.
Hmm.
If it's called like twice in a row, it'll just call back once at the end. Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
This is we gotta have that. Otherwise, it will just call it again and again.
I suppose, but this would be like only if you'd open the same file like twice in the same 300 milliseconds, right?
Yeah.
Or is there some? Is this? See what I'm saying? Like, does this get used? It's not bad to have.
It's a good like it will work if it doesn't have, but it's good to have it.
Okay. Um, no, it just creates makes the code a lot more harder to read. So because what I kind of want to do is to maybe I should take a minute to really understand what's happening. So that sets active file content either way here. So, but what was causing the bug is if this was getting called after this, right?
Hmm.
Or was it before?
No, 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 no. Come again?
So here we have set tabs. Um, exactly. So for some reason, if this code was getting called before the file content is changed, that was causing your bug
That was causing the bug. Yeah,
in
exactly.
time. In time, it doesn't matter where in the file, but it's happening in time before. Now, why did that cause the bug?
Be- Because because obviously when the tab is changed, the side tabs function is called,
Yeah,
right? And then after it sets the file content.
yeah.
So the tab changes, but the file content is getting changed after it.
Um, so you
Uh,
select the file, but wouldn't you? You would want to. Oh, so normally you would want to change the tab first and then update the editor. Like it shouldn't make if we're just looking at it in this sense, it shouldn't make much of a difference, right? We're changing the
yeah,
tab, we're setting the editor content. However, there's something else going on in this code, and there's a use effect. So this one, it's a use effect, right?
yeah.
Um,
For use effect for that.
here, um, oh, it's this one, and there's a use effect which anytime the tabs change.
Ah, yeah. That's what that's when it was. Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. So anytime the tabs change, it
It
goes,
was
yeah,
it was using the it goes through all of this,
it goes through all of this, and
setting the
it
active file content
gets
and everything.
the provider, right? It gets the provider for the current tab. Is that right?
Yeah. So anytime a tab changes, it gets the provider for the current tab and puts that tab's content into the file while uh, while the other thing is also happening. So it so the content is here, but
Yeah,
the other function is also trying to put the other tab's content into that file. So it's
right. So
this content is already there, so that was not being updated.
this content wasn't already there. I'm not sure I completely got that. The way I'm following it, maybe it's the same, is that when the tab changes, this gets run,
Yeah.
and um, if the this gets run and it gets the provider. I believe it is getting the correct provider for the new tab that's being opened,
Yeah.
because use effect has been called, and that means that the update has been completed of the state variable.
Hmm.
However, it's getting that um, it's getting that new provider, and there's nothing in it. So it's saying, "Oh, what should I put in it? Oh, there's nothing in it. I should put the active file content in it." However, the tab has changed already, but the active file content hasn't changed yet.
Hasn't changed yet. Yeah.
It's actually taking the active file content of the previous tab and then throwing it into LiveBlock's provider for the next tab.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just trying to like the last we did we did come up with a patch for it. I'm just trying to think, okay, what's the elegant solution here? Um, and also, it's interesting that just a whole side note to this whole thing is that I don't get this bug on a Mac. Maybe,
Yeah. That's the main thing. That's the
maybe,
surprising thing
maybe use effect works differently on Windows than on
on
Mac
on Windows. Yeah.
because it's doing like in one refresh, it's doing multiple use effects in one, you know,
Yeah. Exactly.
one run, and maybe it's
Because
doing it.
the issue with live blocks was fixed by providers map, so we know that that was solved. But so basically, the main thing should be which was causing this bug on Windows should be use effect
Yeah,
because that's the only thing that we can find that should be going wrong.
yeah. Well, if I interpret use effect as every time anything changes, the use effect gets run. That seems to be what's happening on Windows. If I think of it as after a component refreshes, then it checks everything that's changed, um, and then runs the use effects. Then that could be what's happening on Mac. But it's weird. Um, so the order of the use effects. Um, Actually, I'm just curious. I just want to look this up. So like use effect
I'm searching the same thing.
is use effect
Well,
behavior
behavior different in Mac
on
and
Windows.
Windows
Huh.
should not differ based on the operating system. Windows.
No one has seen this before. All right. I don't know.
Maybe it's something entirely different.
Yeah. Well, it seems like this tabs. We want. Let me just like go through the use effect and make sure that all of these state variables are
Hmm.
necessary here at the bottom. Um, what when do we want this to run all of this code?
So this code will run whenever there's a tab change,
Yeah.
and I think that's the only
Okay.
thing. And then the live blocks,
What would happen
the
if I would?
file content.
It wouldn't fix the bug, but do you think this is necessary? The active file ID or the
Scroll up.
active content?
Active file content or active file ID?
Active file content. I
Content.
think it's necessary that we get a provider if the active file content changes. Um,
So, we need to keep in mind that this whole code
yeah,
is for the live blocks eventually, right?
yeah.
Users are using the same, editing the same file. That's when the active file content comes into play. Like that's the main thing that's what it's there for.
Say that again.
So it's basically for live blocks collaboration effect, right? So when two users are
Yeah,
using the editing the same file, that's when the on-sync and everything. Um, so it does comes into play when the tab is changed, but it also comes into play when two users are using the file at the
that's
same time.
that's true.
So we need active file content.
The only thing, but here what I see is that you're creating this provider, right?
Yeah.
And then you're giving it this on sync. Um, but we're only inserting the active file content uh, if the editor is empty. So it doesn't use the active file content anywhere else.
No. Uh, is
Where does the So there must be somewhere else that the active file content actually gets synced back to live blocks. It's not here.
That's true.
So my feeling is that we could remove this. But what do you agree?
Then we'll also have to, so when the tab is changed, the
Yeah.
content in the tab is getting inserted from the active file content, right? So we need to come up with something that does that if we remove it from here.
Um, so this so what this does here is it calls the yeah, you know this, but it calls the use effect whenever these changes, right?
Yeah.
Like, when the tab change, even if we remove all of this, or
So we need to keep the room in
yeah,
because that's the main thing of the live logs.
yeah,
The That's what gets stored in the map.
uh huh,
And then editor ref is for getting the content from the server.
getting the
And
content
then
from
yeah, so scroll up a little bit, I can show you. It's in the on sync. Yeah, so editor ref get value set y text insert. So in the on sync, there's after the active file content,
sure. But I mean,
and
we can
then there's that.
use variables in a use effect that aren't here at the bottom.
Sorry?
We can use variables that aren't here in this list. These are
Yeah, we
just
can.
so we can remove doing could are these all necessary? Like, why does the use effect need to trigger when all of these things change? I guess that's just my question.
So I think the main thing that is changing here is the tab,
Yeah,
the active file content. I think everything is linked together in this use effect. So you see when the tab changes,
yeah,
the active file ID changes, active file content changes,
yeah,
and then the editor ref also kind of changes because it gets the content for the active file ID that is on the tab,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then the for the room, it's basically the same thing because it's storing the room in the map.
So if these five variables always change together,
Yeah,
then
basically, yeah, exactly.
this would be the same as this. Isn't
Yeah,
that isn't that what a
I
use effect does?
I I think that's the same thing. True,
So
true.
I guess I'm not sure if we can delete all of them, but
Yeah, I mean, you're right. When the tab changes, all of those should change together. But since all of those are declared,
Let's see. Get uh, is there like a get? Oh,
what are you looking for?
I want to see when. Oh, here. Okay, wait, we got it. I want to see like is it? How do I see when this was added?
Uh, I'm not sure actually.
Actually, I just saw it. No, I'm not sure how to bring it back. Um,
When this was added,
yeah,
let's see.
file history. No, get changes. Oh, you need an extension for that. Um, okay, that was just. Oh wait,
Oh yeah, is this it?
I'm not sure, but that's what we just added, so that seems wrong. Um, let's just look. Oops, no, that's not right. I want to be in
This
on the
one.
same bench. So here, um, yeah. So we did not add it then. I don't think we added that use effect, right?
No, no, no. Oh, you're talking about the whole user fact. No, it was already there.
It's been there for a while. So
Yeah,
it's possible that this here. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe that's how you do it. But it's not. But it's saying you wrote that, but
yeah. Essentially, because we copy pasted it, right?
it's not in the Git. Git shouldn't say that we added that unless we indented it. I'm not sure that we did. Um,
It was already there. Let me
here,
just let me check with the main branch of Ishan.
yeah.
Index.
I want to
It
figure out what
was
the story.
components. Components. It was in components folder.
Oh, it was a components. Okay.
Yeah, and then editor, and then index.
Okay.
Yeah,
My main. So
it's a fact.
I want to do.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, see,
Okay. So we did add
it did two things.
two things, and I believe that.
Active file ID and tabs.
Okay. Wow. Here. So this comes from 2 months ago, from the original version,
Yeah.
and so the fix. So the fix that we created does fix this, but I do think there's an issue with having 5 variables here, and if we could split that up somehow, it would make something that would be way easier for us to maintain, possibly.
How do you propose we do it?
Um, okay, so we added active file ID and tabs, right?
Yeah.
So why do we need to have tabs here?
Scroll up.
Scroll up. Okay,
Um,
tabs here.
yeah, yeah. So
File ID.
s since we added the map, we need to we need to link that map to a specific tab ID, specific tab. That's why we need that's why we need tab there. So before we
Okay.
didn't need that because we didn't have the map because we need the map to stay
Yeah.
there. It should not be destroyed.
When does room change?
So the room should change. Um, go up.
We have
No, no,
use
no.
room equals use room. Okay.
Yeah. So it basically puts the room into the provider's map, and then it changes. It changes with a tab. By provider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but the room includes. Wait, but each tab has its own room, right? Or no?
No, the provider has its. A provider has
Oh,
the room.
yeah. The tab has a provider and the provider has a room, right?
Provider has a room. Right? Yeah.
Okay. So the tab has a provider. The provider has a room, and we changed the tab. We're changing the tabs. Um, but so use room. Just don't understand like use room.
So this is all the live block specific code.
Yeah.
So that's why this was just he just used the example from the live blocks. So even I don't understand a lot of these things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a rough understanding of what's happening. So it's like the provider is being created for the room, right?
Yeah,
But this room,
has YDoc as well.
hasn't changed. That's what I don't understand. It's like the Y doc is new, but this
Hmm.
room hasn't changed. I believe that the room can have multiple providers, right? The room is like the whole project. Am I right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Because the room is like literally, it never changes. It's just this.
It's just this, yeah.
Use room doesn't depend on what tab we're in.
Anything.
So
Yeah.
I think the room doesn't change. So I think these are just set up once.
S- Yeah, so the provider is created when the tab is when the tab is changed. So the provider is created the first time, and then it gets stored into the map.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
the provider is created, the room is used.
Yeah. Yeah. The room is used, but it doesn't change itself. It's
It
just there.
doesn't change itself. Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and the active file content, well, that gets changed when we are right before or the same time that we change tabs. Um, let's see where that's changed. It's really only changed here when we're changing. We're selecting.
Yeah,
Okay.
selecting the tabs.
Okay. So when we select a new file, then that changes. Oops. And then let's see when the active file ID changes.
It should be a set active file ID. Yeah.
It's at the same time that we
Hmm.
change the tabs.
Yeah.
Wait, this is also in select file, right?
Yeah. It's in the
Okay.
select file.
Um, okay, yeah, it's used all over the place, but it's only set once. And then tabs is also in
Tabs.
select file. Set active file content. So I'm just wondering. So set
Hmm.
active file content. is called when we change tabs, right?
Yeah.
What would happen if we did this?
Um, then this use effect will not be used.
But active file content is getting set, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll be
Um,
used.
let's
And,
check.
and actually, yeah, um, it might actually be, might actually fix it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Was there that same delay?
Yeah,
Let me,
see.
let me just make sure
Mm. Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
delay is the same. Um, yeah, it's the same.
It's the same thing, yeah.
So
Killer mode.
so I'm wondering. Actually, I'm gonna push this, and so the only thing I've done is I'm just gonna add this one. I'm just gonna say fix remove extra state variables
Variables.
effect.
Use effect.
Now I want you to try to check out this branch
Mm-hmm.
and see if that works for you.
I'm gonna have to stash my changes
Sure.
because I
Or
haven't.
you can just commit them to the branch that you're on as well.
I'm on fixed editor on Windows.
That's fine. We're we're gonna move to a new branch.
Mm.
We're gonna use this new branch anyways.
Okay. Let me comment it and then push. Okay. And which branch was that?
It's this
Fixed editor.
too.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Yeah. So I mean, what do you think about this change? Like, do you think it will help?
um, so the main thing is 8500. I mean, when the main problem was that both of the use effect and the other function was being called at the same time. That's why it was happening. The loading of the files, right?
So the way I understood it is that the use effect was getting called um, before the active file content was getting
Yeah,
called,
before that. Yeah, exactly.
before it was getting
Um,
changed. But but if we but that was because why I was doing that because we're calling set tabs and tabs was here.
mm,
If tabs not here, then the only thing that will change call the use effect will be if active file content is changed.
let me make a new project and then let me show you. Can I
Okay.
present my screen
Yes,
at
sir.
the same time you're doing?
No, that's okay. But you can go over me.
Okay. I'm sharing it. I don't know if you can. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Interesting.
okay. Okay. So this was the problem. problem before as well when I showed you that the contents of index.html was going into this, but now the loading is good, but then the first file is not being loaded. And let me just edit something. Okay,
Interesting.
so this works. The content is not getting jumbled and everything, but the file content is not loading. So I think,
So just for the first file. Now,
yeah, just for the first file. So I think this is where it's happening. So tabs find ID if the and then this set active file content. So since we don't have this tab,
yeah, now on my computer it's working, of course, correctly. Um,
let me do this.
sure.
I added the two variables back.
Yeah.
I think the this will be the same problem as before. Um, yeah, yeah. See,
So now you're getting the wrong contents in the wrong files.
exactly. Yeah.
But but before the last change, were you still getting the right contents?
I was getting the right content.
But the
Um,
first file was
but the
empty.
first file was empty. Now, when I open the last file, the
Yeah.
whitecloud.config.js, now it has the content for the first file.
Try deleting tabs, but leaving
Tab
the
ID.
ID.
Okay. I'm gonna have to create a whole new project.
But it doesn't. You didn't save it, so it shouldn't affect it, right? Or am I wrong?
Uh, no.
Okay, this is still a disaster, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I'm wondering if we can make this work.
Okay. See, now it's just okay. So the first file is empty and the content is now in the second file.
The correct content or the wait? Okay, the wrong content.
The wrong content, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go back and delete um, active file ID from there. It's like this is almost correct, right? What we have. This
Yeah,
is
almost correct. So now the scrambling is not there.
yeah. Um, we have fixed the problem, but we have caused the file not to load initially.
Exactly, yeah. Hmm.
Let's put in some console logs and see what's not getting called. We can
Hmm.
figure out what's not getting called initially for you.
Um, what do you want me to
I don't know. I do. Let's sprinkle them around.
active file content? Let's get the active file content from here
Uh huh.
and see if it is correct, but it's not loading properly. And then
Let's try it.
and then here as well. Okay.
Okay. So it says getting file content.
So
Okay.
it's not getting the file. Okay. So this is the active file content,
Uh-huh.
and which is correct.
What if we change back? Okay.
Nothing. And
Right.
then
That makes
app.
sense. Because that's only for the blank file. Okay.
Yeah. And then
So
app.css,
it's correct, yeah. Okay.
and then app.jsx. This is also correct. I mean,
so so let's go back to the code and did the console log show a good behavior or a bad behavior?
so it's working as it should be, but the
Right.
but the first first file is not getting its content.
Well,
So that was
let's
so
go back to
get
that code.
yeah. So what it showed us was that the since the first file was empty, it
Yeah.
tried to get the content from this, but there was nothing there. But it could not get the value.
So there should be something in active file content.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, and there isn't. Um,
Can
so
actually.
let's see if maybe set active file content is getting called. Wouldn't that kind of make sense?
Mm,
Because there's
um.
nothing there. So that actually means it's probably not getting called, right?
Yeah. So this is one. This is the one,
But
right?
let's see if this function is getting called at all.
This one, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Um.
so what do we see? So
See that? You see nothing.
okay, so the only thing I would do differently is like rather than starting inside of the conditional, I would just put log function at the top level of the functions because like
Yeah.
uh, it's just gonna be because it's just gonna save me time and the yeah like I just want to know like is select file getting called? Probably yes, right? Like what I'm trying to say is no, not there because that's just gonna get called all the time. What I'm trying to say is like don't overthink where you put your console logs. Just put them everywhere. Like because you're just looking for a needle in a haystack. But I
Mm.
would just put like if it's me, I'll just put five console logs like one, two, console log one, console log two, console log three, console log four, console log five, and then I would just um, run it. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got
Otherwise,
it. I
going
got.
back and forth, and it's gonna get tiring. So yeah, no need to really be a genius with where you put your console logs.
Okay.
Just put them everywhere. Um, you don't really need the active file to console log the variables. You can like because we're just trying to figure out if that code is even getting run. That's our problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
So
And then I will put that root one here.
sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And, yeah, it should be pretty clear when we. It should be more clear now when we run the app. What's happening? And we're really only concerned about this first file loading. What happened? So
1, 4, and 3.
3. Okay. Now this is kind of interesting now. So
So this is set active file ID. So this is
okay.
working.
So interesting. Okay, look, and then
And then this, and then this. So this is basically setting the active file ID. So this is what's supposed to be. And
uh-huh.
then this. Uh, so current set tab ID response. So this is what it should do ideally. So it's getting the content
Yeah,
because set active file content and sorry the bounce get file is basically this,
yeah.
right? So it's getting the content of that file of index.html basically, but it's not inserting into the oh let me
Where
put
was
one here as well.
3? Um,
So three was in debounce so three was here debounce get file.
so that is this part is actually getting called, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
file content is getting called.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, set active file content is getting called, and it's supposed to put the file content into that file, like in here.
Can you put
But
can you log the response on 3 as well, just to make
okay,
sure it's actually
yeah. Um, response.
a response? Because this should trigger the use effect.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the response is this.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so
It
that wait, what just happened?
it, it worked
Why did it work?
somehow.
Okay, run it again.
Yeah,
Start over.
I
We only
think I.
the
Oh,
first
see,
loading. Uh huh. Okay,
see.
it works. Oh wait, did it scramble it?
Yeah, it gets scrambled. I added this right beside here. Let me show. Yeah,
But
it's scrambled
run,
it
run the
again.
whole thing again. Or okay, fine. You can test that one more time. But
Okay,
let's.
do you want me to run it in the whole new
I don't
uh
think you need to make a new project because you haven't saved anything, right?
yeah.
So I would
Mm,
just refresh the page. Okay. Oh, but it did. The live blocks provider did save it. Is that right? It did save the.
yeah. Yeah.
See, I see, I see. So
So it's getting the content that but this should not be the case. It should not get this.
no, it should because that's what's in the live blocks room. So the live
Oh,
blocks room didn't get deleted.
yeah, because oh yeah, true.
So we need to actually create a new project. I was wrong.
Okay. Now, okay. So six was also called.
Okay.
What was
So
six?
can you just go back to the log real? Okay, 6 was.
Six was this.
So 6 is called if um
If there's nothing into the file initially.
if there's nothing and
Yeah.
active file content is not set.
Is not set, yeah, exactly.
So
So it gets
go back to the log. So that's 6. But right before 6, we know that set active file content was called, right?
yeah,
Because
but it's not setting the file content.
that's what 3 is, right?
Yeah. So
So
three is set active file. No, three is the response. Yeah, three is set active file content.
select file content, and then
Yeah,
immediately that use effect gets called, but the
yeah,
active file content is not. It doesn't exist.
yeah, exactly.
So so that seems like a contradiction, right?
Let me see when the second one is called.
That seems like a contradiction, right?
Yeah. So now see, now even the tab is empty. The second log is getting called. Like so this one,
So
this one.
that's because it's in the file cache,
Oh yeah, that's true.
right? So that's
Yeah,
that's correct.
yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what is the thing that's going wrong here? What is the contradiction? We have our finger on something, but we don't know exactly what it is. But we've really narrowed it down over the
Yeah.
10 minutes.
So let's go over to the go over this one more time. So index.html, this
Yeah.
um the console of one is getting called. So this is for the tab, and then active file content, and then the this one should get called because there's no active file content, and it should get the okay, and then this and 143 active. Okay, yeah, 143. That's correct. And then six, then six. It's triggering this,
Yeah.
but then okay. So 143 and six. So there should not be any default content in this. So everything is working as it's supposed to.
Well, just for 1 second, just don't touch anything. Leave the screen open.
Okay.
Um, what what I'm seeing
Hmm.
here is that on the now it's I need to lean a little bit closer. Is that the one that works, which is the second tab, goes one
Yeah.
four three 1435, right?
1435. Oh
That,
yes.
that's the correct one. The one that's not working, the initial
It's,
tab, one four
it's going
three
1436.
1436. So that is
Yeah,
the only thing that's not working. Is
that
is
makes
instead.
sense. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me, but
1435. So so for the second tab, there is an active file content. So 143, 14143. Yeah, so it's file content. Yeah, so basically what's happening is the for the second file, the response is getting set to the active file content. So now the
yes,
file has active file content.
yes,
So that's why it's calling the fifth one. But for the first time, it was not getting the response was not getting set to the active file content, so it didn't have any active file content. So that's why it was getting that was the sixth one was getting called.
yeah. Um, which which doesn't really make a ton of sense because we just said it, right?
Yeah,
Right? Like if three was called with and
yeah,
there's and we had the response, then set active file content was also called, right?
exactly. Yeah. So
So um,
I don't know what is I mean what is happening differently in Windows, but
Yes,
there's
but
something here that is not making any sense.
what we have seen now, and in the same thing we saw before, was that the way that use effect is when you have multiple variables in a use effect or something like this,
Hmm.
the way that it decides when to run and when not to run is is inconsistent between Mac OS and Windows. So
Yeah,
like um, we saw that the active file content is getting set, then the use effect is getting called, but set active file content isn't set for the use effect. What could be causing that in the first time it's run versus the second time? Well, maybe the use effect isn't just a random idea. Maybe the use effect isn't getting called because of the set active file content. Maybe it's getting called from one of the other two variables, and then the set active file content use is getting ignored, and not calling it. Now that's all a lot of that's just a bunch of ideas. What what if what if we would just not use a use effect at all? And let me just switch back to mine.
okay.
Um, what if we would just an idea, like what if we would not even use a use effect? Um, because you still want it to have a cleanup, right? So,
Yeah,
but um, so that it closes those. Oh yeah, here. So
yeah, but we do need the cleanup so that
oh,
it
the cleanup is
closes the.
always going to be there, so that's going to be fine. I was
Yeah,
getting
it's a different use effect, so it's fine.
yeah, it's a different use effect. So this is just a random idea, but
Okay,
what if I literally just do this and go up to
and
the top of the use effect here?
make it function.
Yeah. So setup provider, like basically what I'm thinking of equal is just equals, um, is just putting adding this to the end of the file of the select file function. Well, I'm not really
That's
sure
why.
this is the right way to do it, but you see what I mean. Like
Mm-hmm.
what um would that work?
Let's see.
Okay, so I
It,
just want to make sure.
oh, see.
Whoa.
It's just the function. Oh, so the thing here, what's happening is the function is getting called every time you change the tabs, and it is putting it's loading the active file content every time.
Oh, okay.
So
So
yeah, so it's putting multiple. So it's putting every time into the tab the active file content. It's fetching it every time. It is putting it every time.
well, what's happening is that the active file content isn't actually get saved yet. Like if you read active file content, okay, it's just okay, that didn't go well because it could have gotten into a loop. Is it possible? Is it possible that I just caused a loop?
I think because there's this is let me see. Yeah, because we're I think yes.
Okay. Um, well, that didn't work. I think
Mm.
Oh, but then we also have this cleanup as well.
Hmm.
So that you'd also want that to be.
That's right. Yeah.
So um, I'm just wondering if there's a quick fix for this. Um, so another yeah. So this active file content isn't. It's just not getting set. Let me just have a quick look at like where the other editor ref is getting room. Editor ref dot get value.
Yeah. It's in the
Um, so I mean, we've already solved the problem. We're just honestly at this point we're just trying to solve it in a way that makes sense.
yeah.
And one thing we could do is hmm. So we have initially it was like this.
Active file ID and then that's. Hmm.
That just seems really not right to me.
But it's fine. If we just saw that it's fine. It's getting called anyhow if we don't have those two because we
Yeah,
are setting the site active file content
it's
because it
just it is getting called. It's just that um somehow it's getting called the first time before this one is changed. So what would happen? Did we try this yet? Did we try this already? If we remove these two, did we try this?
no.
Okay, I'm interested. I want to try this because
Uh,
that would basically mean um, possibly if it gets called on one of the other variables when one of the other variables is triggering it, um, that the set active file content wouldn't have. Um, so like that
okay.
seems to work for me. Why don't you try that?
Yeah, let me try it. My screen is shared. You can look at it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let me create a new project.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Okay. Anything?
Okay. 1435, 1435, 1435 for everything.
Any problems so far?
No.
Let's see if this
Um, okay. I guess it worked.
seems fine. So so the explanation, did my explanation for why I made the last change make any sense? I mean,
Oh, just a second. Testing. Yeah, this one.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
just repeat yourself. What are you saying?
Um, I was just saying,
Yes. So this works. This works somehow.
and it works on my setup as well. So yeah, I mean, we might as well go with that for now. To me, it seems like a better solution than the one we came up with last time.
True, true.
Um, I think that the reason why, if you just do Control Z for a minute,
Yeah.
the reason why editor ref would be in there would be in case, I'm not sure, in case a file loads so fast that the editor isn't ready yet to load it, right? If a file loads before the editor
Hmm.
itself is loaded. But the chances of a file loading before the editor is loaded seem slim because the file takes actual time to load.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the editor and everything else is loaded way before the file is getting selected
In general, what if
in
we leave,
general.
and then yeah, I mean, in practice, in theory, you never know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
But then the only other, so then the room is there too, and that would be the same thing. Like, what if the file would load before? What if live blocks is being slow, and the file would load before live blocks, right? So you want to wait until potentially until live blocks,
That's
because
true.
otherwise, if live blocks isn't loaded, what's just going to happen is actually nothing, um, because it's gonna. I think this function would return. Actually, I'm not sure. It would. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. It says if. It doesn't say what would happen if the room isn't loaded.
Um.
It it
So
might give an error if
whenever.
the room isn't loaded. Um, yeah, it would try and create a new provider using the room.
Yeah. Exactly.
See if you add room back if it still works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me create a whole new project here. What is this?
Yeah, I think I had something like that before, but
Okay. Okay. This works.
okay,
Yeah. 1435. Yeah.
cool. So yeah, um, let's do that, and then
Yeah. It works.
let's commit that, and then let's get your other. The only last thing that we need to do is just merge your. We need to get your other changes that you are doing onto this branch. Um,
So all the other changes that I'm doing, I mean, I can just we eventually we want to delete that branch that is there, right? Fix editor on Windows.
we're not going to merge that one into production. We're going to merge
Okay.
this to production.
Okay, so I will shift what I change
Yeah.
into onto this branch, and then once it's done, I'll let you know. Then you can delete it.
Uh. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I think you can also delete it, but it's
Yeah,
not,
I can
I
delete it.
don't need to delete branches. I would leave them there for a month or so, and then I
Okay,
just until it's until I'm long sure I don't need it anymore. Uh,
that's true. We should.
right? Because who knows? Maybe
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that's true.
next week the bug comes back, right? So
Hmm,
that's
that
why.
is true. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so for now, um, we do know that we don't need this, this, and we need room and active file content here.
what was that?
Um, this
Yeah,
user
yeah, that's the
fact,
fix.
yeah,
That's the whole fix.
and then we don't need this. Okay, I think that's it.
Do you use Git from within VS Code?
No, I always use this.
Oh, you use GitHub Desktop. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's a,
So, so what was the commit name? Fix.
I'll just remove editor F from use effect. Okay,
Um, done. Done.
beautiful.
Now it's working, and
Pull it. I have to say, I am a little sad that we don't really have.
the whole understanding of how things works in our own project.
I feel like I don't have closure on this.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. Because
um, but
it's it's kind of annoying when you try to explain it to someone that doesn't know how it works, and you don't even know how it works, but it's just working.
so we are really doing well though. Um, so what I would probably do is just so I'm gonna merge this new fix onto production
Okay.
because it's way cleaner, and
Mm,
then what I would do is I would literally just copy the since you didn't change any of the same files. If
mm,
it's me, I would just copy those files from one branch to another
okay.
and not do any like weird merge stuff. Um,
I'll not do the merge stuff. I'll just create the files and copy
yeah,
content. So basically, let me show you. Um,
so next
this
new run button. Branch.
um, so this run button. This is the run button,
Yeah,
and then this folder. This is the context API. Um, what it basically did is it shifted the new terminal function onto this file. So then, when the run button is called, when this is called, like when the user presses the run button, it just calls this function from the terminal context. So that's what basically is happening.
wait. So
And then
you created the terminal context? Is that new?
yeah, that's new.
Okay.
Because I use context API for, I don't know if you have used it before.
No.
No, this is new for me as well. I learned this and then I am implementing this
Oh,
along the
interesting.
way. Yeah.
Okay.
So what it basically does is just so before the terminal was getting created from this file and this public um no library. Yeah, this. So this is the whole code for closing the terminal and then creating a terminal. So this. So before this, the terminal was getting created from this file. This was basically being called every time. Um, uh, this was getting used, but now since we want to use the run button and it since we want to mimic the plus button uh, to do what the run button does, this is the new context API. What it basically does is creates a function, and then in that function we have the create new terminal function, we have the close terminal function, and basically in the run button, this is the run button model. So I just call that function here so
Interesting.
that it does the same thing.
Okay.
So I don't have to change anything majorly. So
Yeah.
when I call this function, it's basically the same as creating the terminal the old way.
Got it.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I've used contexts, but I haven't created them.
Yeah.
That's smart. Yeah, that seems like a smart pattern to use for this. Nice.
Yeah. So I was basically trying a lot of different things, but then
Yeah.
I came across this and I was like, let's just do this and see how things work. So basically, what where I'm at is, um, I have this, but somehow it is not creating a socket connection, and
Okay.
it's not initializing the socket. So I put in this. I put in this. This
Yeah.
should be app. Yeah. So I put in this, but then it's the same thing.
3001. Why 3001?
No, we don't need it. It's just we don't need this. Oh, sorry. It's
No, but
just that when the port is not available, it just uses. I just
but
copied it from somewhere else, so
but you want to
I
run
didn't
this.
change it.
You want to run this on 4000, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you want actually not the app URL but the server URL, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. Oh yeah. Let me.
And
I'm
don't
gonna open my
don't
env file.
don't do it.
Yeah, let me
I
just look at it.
I hit you. Okay.
Okay, 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 okay. So this is the env. Oh yeah. So I need to do this. This is the app URL. So do I need to create the same thing for the server URL as well?
So what I have right now in mind is
This?
if you want it to work with if you want it to be front and backwards compatible, I have next public server URL and next public server port.
Next public server URL and then next public server port.
Yeah, let me just open the. Oh, I have it here under .env.example. Let me show that. Uh,
So,
wait.
oh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah. So this one here. So well,
Server port.
so this is the way that it is now, but actually, because we haven't merged those, you're actually just gonna need this one. But you should have this, yeah. You should have this one, right?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah. So
Next
forget
public
about this one.
server URL.
You will need this one later when we merge, but this one you can use.
Next public server URL, which is going to 4000. And
Yeah,
then, okay.
that's fine.
Then, yeah, server. Okay. What the?
Okay, I'm gonna show your screen, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. And
Okay.
then run button.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this, you see, but then some for some reason, I still have to figure out the. I'm halfway here.
Uh huh.
It is getting the terminal, but it's not showing the terminal right now. I know that I have to still work this out, and also the terminal does not close yet because the closing function I didn't yet create it in the terminal context properly. So I'm working on that. So basically, this is what happening, and then I still need to figure this out. So I would say I'm 70% there.
Yeah. Have you thought about how you're gonna time the opening of the preview?
Uh,
Like,
um, what do you
actually,
mean?
we already know what port it's gonna run on. So, well, there's only one catch. I hate to bring this up in case you haven't thought of it, but
Uh,
maybe we talked about it once. The preview has to be refreshed once after the app is run, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know about it. Uh, I know, but I'm just
Okay.
figuring out how will I do it.
Um, just set timeout. You'll be fine. Won't tell anyone.
Okay. Um, because it should be after the build and everything is done.
Yeah,
Then so for now, I'll just use set timeout.
I thought about it a little bit in the back of my mind, and this is what I think. We use set timeout initially,
Mm-hmm.
then later on we can do something with regular expressions and standard output. Not important right now. Yeah.
And this is yeah, this is basically it. Run button. And I went with this simple UI for it
Yeah.
because it's just makes sense with the
Yeah. It looks
UI that we have already.
no, it looks great. And
And then where do you want to have the deploy button? Here?
yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'll put it there as well.
Just trying to think. So we might want to make so these changes that we've done today, fixing the editor on Windows, that was that was a result of several stuff we've done. We might need to make another PR at some point coming up.
Yeah.
So, but we can, in general, smaller PRs are better. But as long as we make a PR, then it's fine. Um, I'll just make sure to keep our stuff that we don't want to put into the PR in a separate branch.
Yeah.
We'll have
Okay.
like different branches. Cool.
Cool. Okay. So,
It
but
looks it looks really good.
yeah, thank you. And then the deploy button will be right here. Done.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So for the deploy stuff, yeah, that could also be done in WebSockets, I guess. Right.
I think
Um,
it should be doable.
yeah. It's gonna be doable. I'm looking forward to it actually. It's gonna be weird, but it's gonna be um, nothing nothing hard like this. Why is front end always the hardest?
Yeah, I've been asking the same question to myself
Yeah.
since I started doing this project.
Yeah, it's really hard getting
I'm I'm
front end
going to be yeah.
because of state. Okay. Um, yeah.
Is that is
That's
anyone watching the stream?
we we've had definitely people come in. I don't know why. And I think we had a couple of bots.
Okay.
But
One of them was me, by the way.
oh, we had
I
you.
was just, sorry.
I'm really gonna watch this sometime. It's really I know it just gives me a peace of mind that I can remember
True.
stuff like this, especially when we're trying to down the road when we're trying to explain to someone
Remember, explain to someone. Yeah.
anything that happened, and they're like, "No, man, use effect is the same regardless of operating system." And you're like, no, no.
We have a proof that we can show you. We have
Recorded.
solid proof.
Yeah, but yeah, good work today, man. Really good.
You too. Thank you.